Hi guys, Roxanne here. Well, it is the next day. It's a horrible, cold, rainy day, so I lit the wood stove a while ago. It's nice and cozy in here now. I'm gonna get Chris to put my little clock together so I can get that out of the way. You all know how squirrely it makes me when the counters are covered in stuff. So the first thing we're gonna do today is go and move that little hutch that Chris made for Ruby and her babies into the chicken run because tomorrow's the day, we hope. We have to go to the city too, but we're hoping it's tomorrow, and so we're going to get that ready so that hopefully we can be prepared. I'm already worrying about my chicken babies falling off the ledge from where the boxes are because they're up quite high. Maybe Ruby wouldn't let that happen. I don't really know too much about chicken maternity, so we're gonna go get that done so we have that ready for her. I wish I had gotten some video this morning when Chris went and checked on Ruby. There was another chicken smushed in with her. They do that occasionally, and they were just both sitting there. So he wondered why Ruby was so close to the door, and it was because somebody else was in with her. I would like to have known whether it was Hazel or who else tried to get in there. Oh, the inspector. Anyway, I've got to teach that guy to go get the camera when he sees stuff like that I miss. So gonna go get that done first, and then come back in the tiny house here and get some little things done. Didn't get much done yesterday, and I got to get that jam painted. Chris got the holes filled. He's just got to sand them, and then I can get some paint on this jam so that he can get the stops in the right place. The stops are right here, so all he has to do is nail them in after I get this done, and then once the stops are in the right place, he can put the doorknob on. So I'm hoping to see a doorknob today. I've got a kitchen garbage bag on my cast boot, and I'm gonna go get my muck boot on because it is so gross. So much chicken poop and squishy stuff out here. So at first we were going to put it on that side of the divider. I'm a little worried about the wind. It gets so crazy here. So Chris has taken the perches that he made out of the trees and out of here, and we're just going to put it right here. That way she's really sheltered, and and she'll still be with the other chickens too, and I guess that's supposed to be important. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So we got this stuff moved in here, or this thing moving in here. Look at this is funny. It fits right between the end wall there. Yes, Chris did not measure this. That's what you call a custom fit. So this is sawdust we collected. We're a little bit worried about the big straw for the babies in there. So Chris is gonna fill this with shavings for Ruby, and some in here too. Where's my finger? There. In there, and some in the back. And then he's gonna get the water and a feeder in here for her too. The chickens tend to go in the corner there anyway on those perches when the weather gets hot or rainy. So this takes up half the space, but I think this is the best solution for now. I think everybody will be happy, especially Ruby and her babies. Those big baby stealers won't be able to get them. Well, I think we're as ready as we can get. This was the wood shavings we saved from when we were planing the doors. So she's totally out of the wind and covered from the rain, and the babies are protected. She's got her food and water, so everything's ready to go. Mama, I got everything ready. Yep, got everything ready. Let me see your eggs. Are they in there? Where's your eggs? Where's your babies? Oh, there they are.
Oh, there's probably one in there.
Hey?
There's probably another one in there.
Oh dear. I'm gonna take her out and check. Yeah, I think that Chris thinks the chicken earlier that was in there might have laid an egg. So he's gonna take Ruby out and check on her. What do we got here so far? 6 here. Is there any below?
No.
No, not
I just
yet.
put them there.
Oh, okay. Hey, Ruby. Make sure they don't fall out. We don't want your babies falling out, do we?
Okay.
Okay, okay. It's Okay, sweetie, I think this one, oh no, that's
Probably the furthest one.
2, 2, 4, 6, 8, no, there's 10. So I'm going to put them a little bit more
Yeah. Good
in
girl,
the
baby.
middle again.
Good girl.
Oh, they're all nice and warm.
Watching you.
Yep. There you go, sweetie. That gives her a little bit of room to get her feet back in there and step in. Yes, I know it's windy too, isn't it, sweetie? Oh, careful. Oh, don't step on them. Don't step on them, sweetie. Here you go. Yeah, you get them. Good girl. Get them all back underneath. What a good girl you are. If you got your little bum over at that end, then somebody else can't push their way in, hopefully. Oh, that's so funny. Yes. We'll put a little bit more straw in here, too. How's that? Eh? Good girl. Good girl. Yes, you are. You're such a good mama. You're such a good mama. Then she comes a little bit forward and fluffs her chest over top of them. Get that last one in. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, you are. See, Skip the Dishes has been here again. Oh, there she goes. Now she gets them all positioned, then she sort of wiggles back and forth and fluffs everything up. What a good mama. I'll close it. I know it's windy and you don't like that, do you? Now this has got to be the strangest place I've ever seen for a robin's nest. But look. This. Don't know if you can see from this angle. Can you see eggs? There we go. Can you see the eggs? Yesterday there were 2. Yes, the day before there was 1, and now there's 3. And she sits up in the trees and watches us when we're looking. When in Ontario, if you tried to do this with a blue jay nest, they actually dive at you and claw your head. I know this from personal experience. Nasty. But the robin just sits up there and watches me. And you can also check out Tiny Home Living in Alberta on Instagram. I'm posting a bunch of pictures from the tiny house, just the homestead, the gardening, the chicks, hopefully tomorrow. You know, it's really hard to see, like I say, this little stuff that's sort of behind the scenes or ends up hidden. Chris had to rip these little strips so that when he puts the jam on here and then the trim on there, I think he's putting the jam wider so the trim butts into the back of it. And then the tiles will butt into the back of the trim. So he's got these here to make it all the right thickness. So it's all those little things that behind the scenes and, like I say, end up hidden that are very important, and you're sure gonna notice them when you go to lay your tiles. Same on this side. He's going to put the trim on here, but he's going to make it thick enough so that the tiles, when they're on the concrete, butt into the back of the casing that's going on here. So all those things you need to think of in advance and do your ciphering, because it will make a huge difference. And of course I won't need any Schluter. That's a big deal too. And now, because he added this up here and he made them the right thickness, the tiles can run wild. So wherever the tile ends, there'll just be a little bit of wood at the top, and then he'll put the moldings around the top like he does everywhere else. Well guys, as usual, the old people are pooped and hungry. I'll just show you what Chris got done. I got done the most important job today. I got my mom's little clock put back together. We had a heck of a time. It was like a Chinese puzzle. The little hinges were actually bigger on one side than the other. So the front face of it was sitting over this way, and we turned them this way and that and every other way. Trying to figure out how to get this thing put back together so that this lined up properly. But I'm really happy with that. I think it looks really nice. It's just a cute little spot on the wall there. That's where my little chicken was, and my little chicken's going over by the wood stove now, which I think is fitting because it says kitchen's closed. This chick has had it, which, you know, that usually involves cooking. So I've also got my mom's little cardinal salt and pepper shakers. This kind of thing drove my mom nuts because she would see a picture or a painting, and the one being, like, if they're both red, that drove her crazy because it's the male that's red and the female is sort of like a drab beigey red color. And years ago I went to an auction to preview an auction, and there was beautiful, it was actually signed by the artist. I think it was a print, but it was signed by the artist, and it was a cat looking out a window at some cardinals. And my mom just loved cardinals, and her birthday was coming up, and this painting was pretty big. So it came time for the auction. I was so tired after working all day that it was like a Tuesday or something silly like that. So I put in a $100 blind bid, and I got this painting. Well, then I couldn't remember if it had male and female cardinals on it. So I went with my son to pick it up, and he was looking at it, and I said, turn that thing around, I need to look at it. And sure enough, it had either a male and two females or two males and a female. So I boxed that up and sent it to Mom, and she was just thrilled with it. Of course, I got it back when I cleaned out her house. You know, she just loved that painting, and she just loved cardinals so much. But she did love that print, and I put in a blind bid of $100, and I couldn't believe I got it because it was actually signed by the artist. So anyway, we are done for today. That I got my little clock done, which makes me really happy. I got the trim done for the other side of the jamb here, and the part for the top, Chris has got that all cut and measured, so he just has to nail it on. I still don't have my little piece of baseboard nailed on there, which is, yeah, you know, it's gonna make me squirrely. So this was really tricky getting this all set up, these pieces cut up here. So he ended up ripping them so that the tiles, we were gonna have to cut the tile in half. So he's got it so that the tile can just run wild up onto the wood, and we won't have to cut them, which is awesome. Anytime you can cut out a little bit of work like that by thinking ahead. So again, the bathroom's a mess. But again, it's really tricky figuring out the trim for here. The spacer here is going to be a problem, so I said just put it a couple inches back instead of flush with the cabinet. That's fine, it's not a big deal, and that way the trim can sit on here properly. So lots of little things done, and again, you know, once this is all done, I can tidy up here, and that makes me happy. We're in the third week in May now, and I just can't believe it's this late in May, so we really need to get to the outdoor stuff. And now, because of this rain the last couple of days, cutting the grass, it's going to be a struggle getting caught up with that. So, as usual, lots of things to do. Nothing terribly exciting. I mean, it's exciting to me. I hope you guys get as excited as I am and can see, you know, the progress and what hard work all this little stuff is. But we're going to go make supper now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and share this video with your family and friends. And we'll see you next time.